Hello all you amazing people, and remember you're always amazing because you clicked on a small YouTuber's video. Currently we're at 825 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. And in today's video I'm gonna be sort of like going over Mtashed and Tectone's video where they collaborated, and then we're talking about the GameSpot article. I just feel like Mtashed is more aware. However, Tectone kind of just was like, he has good points. However, it's not exactly that solid. And I put out a community poll, and it came back with overwhelmingly just let us use our favorite characters. Yeah, I honestly thought that Spiral Abyss had contention for number 1, but yeah, these people like using them favorite characters. It's insane. I understand now why whenever I insult Kokomi, okay, whenever I insult Kokomi, she's my most hated character in the game. I hate her so much. So like people are just like, yeah, why do you hate Kokomi? And I'm like, her kit sucks. And they're just like, no. And then they're just like, no. They treat these characters like they're their friends. And I don't know if that's sad or just wholesome, but I'm gonna assume wholesome, okay? So that's basically the first step. People want to just use their favorite characters. So the first thing is, what happens when we get a harder thing than Spiral Abyss and Chi-Chi, DPS Chi-Chi no longer is viable? Alright, then all the Chi-Chi main's gonna become a healer. But what happens to all the characters that are already main DPSs that cannot fulfill another role? Because Noelle cannot fulfill a shield. Noelle seriously cannot. Noelle cannot be a support because this cannot actually activate. Noelle will not be a support. She cannot. I do not believe that she can. Hazo, however you say his name, man is not gonna be good. Sayu, already a low used character in Spiral Abyss, she's not gonna be good. Xinyan, not gonna be good. Yanfei, not gonna be good. Imagine all those characters get power crept. Yanfei has a decent following. Yanfei mains are actually out there, man. Compared to other characters, I see Yanfei mains like other 4 stars. It's like Razor and Yanfei mains are the ones that you see the most. And, well, yeah, even Razor can get power crept. So if we're gonna say, hey, add a harder, difficult event than Spiral Abyss, I think we're missing something here. Like, this is not adding up. The only way I see them ever adding something harder than Spiral Abyss is to let us customize our artifacts, like have an actual artifact pity, so at some point we can have perfect artifacts on our characters. Then I could see them making a harder difficulty than Spiral Abyss and make it like after Snezhnaya. You have to get to Snezhnaya to do it. Like whenever we go to Snezhnaya, like, or halfway through the game, right? Poor Amber, she's already almost unusable. You guys seriously want Amber to become actually unrunnable? You could use Amber at least for her taunt in like Spiral Abyss. She could do something. But you just want her to go dead. You just want Amber to be just... You guys seriously want Amber to, be awful. I don't understand. If you want a harder difficulty than Spiral Abyss, then you want Amber to be awful. Give up on the characters getting buffs. The only time they ever gave a buff to a character was the fact that, well, I guess you could say that Yamiko got a buff, but we know that she really didn't. It was more like the in general AI got a buff. But another time a character got a buff was Zhongli. A direct buff, not an artifact getting buff. I mean, if you get an artifact set, then whatever. But here's, Zhongli. He gets this. This was like, I believe an update after he had come out. So his banner went away, and then he got the buff. So the people that actually cared about Zhongli before just get us a nice little addition, and now we can get main DPS Zhongli, which hits 15k a hit. So yeah, that's nice. You can't say, oh, they'll just buff the characters. They won't. We've tried to get characters buffed before. It's not gonna work. I don't believe, like, if anybody would to be getting a buff right now, it would be Sinnoh. Because Sinnoh is quite literally just worse Raiden. And that's if he doesn't get a buff in terms of, like, I don't know, maybe Kusanali works well with him. Harder content means less characters can be used, which means less people's favorite characters can be used. Just imagine that. Imagine your favorite character can't be used because they added harder content. That's gonna leave a real sour taste in your mouth, and you're gonna actually want to stop playing. So basically, I just really have like 3 things to go over.
This was one of my favorite games I've ever played, but the portion of it that was my favorite, I'm the minority, which is weird.
Maybe I'm crazy. I really don't think that you're the minority. Let me tell you why I feel like you're not in the minority. Because guide videos get the most views. So obviously people care how to build their characters for a fucking combat, I assume. That your tier list video had the most views of any upload you've done all month.
I'll have the video linked in the description if you want to see the full video. You can see the moment it exactly happened. I just want to preface this. Every person who plays Genshin that is on social media is in the minority. The majority of people that play Genshin do not look up videos on how to play Genshin. That is as simple as that. You could basically tell that anybody who asks for harder content on Genshin Impact, well, we know they're in the minority. We know they're in the minority of the minority. I mean, look at the poll again. I can almost guarantee you that most Genshin players do not care about Spiral Abyss. So Tectone mentioned 2 other things, is that tier list and guide videos. Let's go over tier list. Tier lists are the most efficient way to get your opinion across. It's just, hey, I think this character is an A tier, and then this one's a C tier. So someone can just click on it, skip to the end of the video, and look at your tier list, make fun of it, and leave. Gives you a view, whatever. The way Tectone said this was, guides and tier lists always get the most views. He's not wrong. However, I wouldn't say that the reason tier lists get more views. I have a theory on why guides get most views. I wouldn't say that the reason why tier lists get views is because people care about the Spiral Abyss. I think it's because people want to know how good a character is. Like, if there's a new player, oh hey, I'm gonna look up a tier list. I look up tier list all the time on any new game that I play. Like, there's tier lists for everything. If you need something to be known, you just search a tier list and you find out, oh, generally this one is better than everything else. Okay, so I'll go for that one, right? Tower of Fantasy, when that came out, I searched up like 15 tier lists. So that's why tier list videos get a lot of views. It's because people want to know, oh, is this character better than that one? People want to know that, either new or, you know, just old. Like, you could have been playing this game forever, and it's not necessarily knowing. It could also just be knowing, like, hey, like, let me just look at this and see where my favorite character gets rated, right? That's another thing. I'll just look at a tier list and be like, oh, this was my favorite character, and they're in, like, B tier, great. Still gonna keep playing as them, though. That's basically my attitude towards it. All it takes for me to click on a tier list is to have a basic knowledge of what they're talking about. If I see a Genshin Impact tier list, the chances that I click it are pretty good. Even though I don't watch Genshin content barely at all, even though I barely watch Genshin content, I don't. I'm gonna be real. I don't want to copy people on accident. So I just, you know, I'm like, yep, not gonna do that. So I don't watch Genshin content on purpose. But if I see a tier list, I'll click on it. I'm gonna be real. YouTube, as like a whole, has just agreed tier lists are like always get views. I don't understand why, but people like them. The algorithm likes them. There's no reason to really explain it. So let's go over the guides. Guides. I think it's purely just players who don't know what the character is like and are searching for it. They get the most views. Look at this. Statistics are being tabulated. This does nothing until this character gets a rerun and someone pulls him on accident. Then they can build him. And even then, it doesn't tell you what artifact set to run him on. Imagine someone running Diluc on this, because if you apply cryo enough, he'll get 20 extra crit rate. That's the reason why tier lists. That's the reason why guides get the most views. It's just because they want to know how to build the character, okay? It's as simple as that. No, it doesn't take more than 2 brain cells to, like, search up a guide on how to build a character. Because if you're AR45 and above, I can see, you know, occasionally, you know, just look up a guide, but you don't, like, watch Genshin content because, you know, you just play this game casually. That's all it is. I feel like the reason why they don't tell us what artifact sets gets used the most might be because it's too, like, diverse. there might be like 15 artifact sets used on one character. That's all I gotta say. It's 1 a.m. I have to get this video up at 8 a.m. I've seriously tried to been recording this video for 5 hours. This is my final take. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.